now that we've returned from our unplanned but apparently necessary hiatus and fixed our audio issues, we're back. We're trying again to get everything set up, and why don't I have audio now? What is this? That would be why. I have to wonder if I'm getting my own audio back at me or if I'm just hallucinating here. I don't think I am. And it doesn't look like desktop is getting my mic track either, so it seems like everything is okay. All right. Okay. So let's try this guy this time. Tried to change one of the settings here. We might have to do another one. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so, but I also am not sure. So I guess we'll find out together on stream, won't we? Let's see what happens. Let's find out, shall we? We shall see if we crash or if not. Hopefully less of the processor crashing and more of the just game crashing. It would be my preference, but we will see what we see. So, good morning. Whoa. Good morning and welcome. Last we left off in this region of the world of the map. We were good morning. We were just trying to get started with making this pathing a little bit more truck friendly, I guess, making the pathing actually available so that things have what they need to get moving and grooving again. Since while ago I ended up rebuilding this entire section and deleting or keeping the trucks offline. And good morning, Callie. Welcome, my dear. All right, throw this way and this way and this and this and that. Take all. We'll run back, grab some coal, and that should do. Hello, Gary. He's a silly bean. Alright, so last that I was here, it was looking at one input or one output in particular that kind of stopped everything from working. And it was that one, but we seem to be okay with at least that concept, which is cool. Let's get rid of these trees in the most explosive and exciting way that is possible. Well, that didn't work. What about this? Well, we'll see what we can do. But for right now, it's trying to get the truck online and back in functional service capacity. But we shall see how that goes, given that my processor is the problem child here, not my GPU, not anything else. Just frickin' proc is very dumb and very bad at what it does, and almost certainly has some kind of damage to it, given Intel didn't acknowledge this problem until earlier this year, I think. Maybe a little bit later than that or earlier than that, but not by much. So we're gonna figure it out. And I want to get rid of some of these rocks, make things a little bit easier. Oh. Uh-oh. Sorry, plant. Bye, I guess. This little gaggle here. I want to make sure that I have like the best possibility for not screwing things up or not getting stymied by the terrain. I don't know how I keep doing that. All right, and just throw it clear over the area that you're trying to flatten. Just straight clear over. That was some weirdness there. I didn't realize the audio changed whenever it was in a tunnel like this. That's kind of cool. Okay. Y'all need to leave me alone. Y'all need to leave me alone. Y'all don't want to keep doing what you're doing. I tried to warn. I sure did try to warn, didn't I? I'm in here with TNT trying to flatten the ground and you just want to run up on me like I've got nothing except a bag of candy for you. Which I guess I do, but also you don't want this kind of candy. This stuff's bad for your teeth. Just horrible for your teeth. Not like it matters to you particularly much, given, you know, the nature and state of things. All right. And we will disable autopilot. We will delete the path that we had it on previously. And then we'll go out and we'll refill it with some coal and pray to God that the processor doesn't crash again. Because fuck you, Intel, that's why. All right. And then we'll do... we'll get out of the vehicle because that's, you know, obviously the play. And we'll go off on the races. And drift. Why not? It's more fun that way anyway. And I'm just using the directional keyboard or directions on my keyboard. The WASD keys there because they're a little bit more accurate and I know firmly where they are in relation to each other rather than the relative directions of the Cyro. We'll have this go this way. And do a big old drift. All right, let's see. Let's see what we see. Just hoping nothing silly happens. And this was set the wrong direction, so need to flip this guy real fast. And from here, should be able to go to there and then do not that button, this button. Or I thought, there we go. The silly satisfactory inputs requiring interaction with a different vehicle or a different building before you actually have interaction. Workable is still a thing. That bug has not quite been fixed yet. But that's okay. Wait for this to fully be unloaded and then we'll go back. Yeah. Okay. I'm left here and we'll stay on the left side of the road. Like we're driving in England or something. Or another part of the world. I'm not sure. I actually don't know which sides of the world, which parts of the world drive on which side of the road. I think it is left for the most of the EU and UK. I don't know about that one. And I'm wanting to give him like a fairly wide berth to most of the nodes here. Just in the event that I want to add a second truck, if it can't figure out how to get past the first set of nodes, then it's going to cause deadlocks, and I don't want to deal with that. That needs flattened badly. I see. Okay. Come on. You got this, little truck. You so got this. We're almost there. Come on, buddy. Well, we'll see what we can find out. All right. This is a positive sign so far. And if the game gets too much longer in, we're about, what, 15 minutes in right now? But if we get too much longer in, once we get this part done, we'll just save after each iterative step here to make sure that we have the save up to date. Which is maybe not super a great thing that I have to do, but it is the thing that I have to do, at least at present. And it would just be a small annoyance. It would be just a step, that's all. And completely ignoring my own thoughts on whether or not or how to prevent deadlocks by directly driving almost on all of these nodes. Because I'm silly that way. Alright, and save this path. Quartz loop. Quartz loop. Electronics. Because there's almost certainly going to be another one that I'm doing some kind of quartz for elsewhere in the world. I want to make sure that they're loaded appropriately. Friend? Yeah, you need your autopilot enabled, don't you? Enable the autopilot. Goodbye, my child. Good luck, my child. Where are you going? All right, and get rid of this guy here, and then this guy here. The two nodes that were kind of verschnicked as far as like getting pathing accurate over a set of obstacles. Ow. Is all of this stuff clearable? Not all of it. Okay. Most of it looked like. Very interesting. Okay. All right. And that's one aspect of this done. Let's go get the coal so that we can relight the fires basically and get fuel restabilized to that particular like trio of depots, because I do have the Caterium truck next after this. Where is that way? Yeah, I turned off the autopilot for the Caterium truck, so it is not a problem in and of itself, but or unless I just deleted the tractor. Which is... No, I held the tractor. That's what it was. I will now have to delete the tractor. Why have bugs next to the limestone node? Wow. Cool. Whoops. That's a death.
If you wish to impress me, don't do that.
Thanks, Ada. I am not aiming to impress you. I will continue to do that. And thank you for updating the death count, Kelly. That sounded slurred. Thank you for updating the death count, Callie. Have an efficient day. Tell me what to do. Do what I want. Where are you going? To friend? You going to electronics upper? Perfect. I'm headed that way too. Let's carpool. Save resources. Save the planet. Save the day. Just floating around, vibing around down here at the bottom of the base. Hello, friend. All right, catch the train. All right. Go pick up my body and then we'll redo the tractor. And that'll be next. I should probably, if I wanted to be serious about this, clean up some of the pathing underneath the, like in that cave as well. The stuff overland is fairly easy, but the stuff underground is going to be the question marks. Probably wouldn't be the worst of things to try and clean that up. In reality, it would be worth my time. Am I going to do it in this moment? No, I'm not. And you can't stop me. What have you and you? Oh, that's a lot of coal. I see. Yikes. Okay. I don't think I have a path for that. Why did it stop? Did it actually stop? Visual glitch. That's a new one. Interesting. Used to be that the conveyor lift would have been like reversed or not facing the right direction for what we need or want out of that particular thing. But it seems that the glitch has been now like the first little bit of the belt is not fully got resources on it or isn't displaying resources until after question marks. Why these should be like roughly the same? I am so confused. You're actually still outputting resources, right? Like, yes, you are. Interesting. Graphical render? I don't have any. Yeah, it's just not rendering that first out of the belt. That's interesting. We are still in the experimental branch of this game. Death box. Yonder. All right. That would make sense. They had put in some patch notes about the way in which I'm gonna blank on this pretty hard. The way in which like reverse conveyor lifts needed to be replaced and rebuilt, but I don't remember seeing anything in specific about that. It's certainly very possible. I am definitely not the most like observant and like detail oriented when it comes to reading patch notes because my eyes tend to roll back in the back of my head. So I don't know. It's definitely very possible though. I'm just gonna put all of the circuit boards in here for right now. And then take all of the coal out of here. Well, I think just to quickly do this. But ain't gotta deal with this no more. No, wrong. Wrong thing. It was this one. This one's the coal node. It's even labeled. Anyways. Yep, so now these should be distributing coal to each other. If you're able to find it in the patch notes there, Callie, that would be super cool. Not a requirement or anything like that. All right, and then that's that cleaned up. And then you, my problem child. What are you up to? Okay. Come here. All right, and transport. Tractor. We'll do facing that direction. And for the exit, instead of coming out of it, when attached to conveyor lifts that were built in reverse order, please note that reverse conveyor lifts that are affected will have to be rebuilt in order for this to fix this. It's visual only as it does not affect it. Okay. Huh. Gotcha. Interesting. Not at all what I expected. I do remember reading that and I did not interpret it in that way, but that's also very much a different thing. Awesome. Thank you. Why are we loading the coal? We should be unloading the coal. Silly. Thank you. Whoa. it's unloading trucks. Yeah, the more you know. The more you know. Load path. Not this one. That's the one that I had made and is a very, very janky little small loop. But we'll start recording here. Change the camera so that's correct, and then we'll go off on a little adventure. Hey, Gary. Let's get some coal set up on automation for our little factory here. This one should be pretty straightforward and fairly simple, all in all. At least I would think. I'm just going down this part of the highway and then turning left and then getting back on. Don't really have to do anything super complicated, though I will have to deal with getting back on the ramp after or before or simultaneous to the quartz truck. So that's going to be a whole thing. I'm going to have to figure out how to do exactly. But if the on-ramp is on the right side as you're facing the ramp, do I have to go under the thing? Huh. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's do this. We'll do around, underneath, and around, over, and on. Just that way we don't have to deal with, opposing paths of directional travel. And then we can come back with some of these high wall barriers and just have a line down the center of the highway to prevent cross traffic. Shouldn't be an issue. They're driving in mostly straight lines with the occasional turn here and there, but like that, I still don't trust. Some of the trucks and tractors in this game, they just behave in ways that make no sense to anybody, even to the devs, I think. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. We close the truck loop, we'll close the tractor loop, and then we'll save. Is that at the devs recommendations, Callie? Or is it just like kind of community response? That's fair. That's fair. Then to wit, let's do a save here. Just to be certain. Okay. There we go. And just for my own edification, that did actually save. I'm not imagining that, right? Okay. Awesome. Thank you. I heard it too, but it doesn't mean that it necessarily actually happened. No trust. All right. And we have quartz, Caterium. Which means that it's time to get rid of this and this. Maybe not this. Well, these lines at least. need to go bye-bye. And then, let's see. This truck station needs to go elsewhere after I delete all the coal from it, because I don't want to move 6,000 coal. That seems awful. Encroaching other objects clearance. Alright, well, that might be one of the more janky things I've ever done in this game. But that is okay. And that's kind of a fun way to deal with this particular problem. Alright, empty. So much to empty. If nothing else, it's going to give me a bunch of tickets. Not like I super need it, but wouldn't be the worst of things to get 1,000 tickets that much faster. I do want to keep this industrial storage container there, I think. Change this off. Actually, I still want to keep this elevated for the moment. Why? Why is that allowed? Why is that the preference, really? Alright. Can you make with the happy even though it's a little bit janky? Maybe. Let's try this instead. First, go here. And then there. And then we'll move over to here. And then from there, we'll be able to go here. Into that. Okay. And then we'll be able to get quartz back into our factory for the first time in over... I don't even know how long. It's been a minute. I've been having issues with the belts for a while, but seems like we've got things back in moving and grooving territory, at least. This left side altogether, or right side altogether, is not happy. All right. Now let's stress the system. How about a merger right about here? Go with Mark IV conveyor belt. Maybe. Why not? Hmm. Hello, thank you. All right, and then we'll go from here. Nope, to there. Gonna drain out all the guys from their current like respective inventories and just try and drain from everything. Oh, I really don't love how that works. Unfortunately, it just kind of has to be that way, question marks? Does it actually have to be that way? No, is the answer to the question. Huh, but that means work, and I don't know about that one. I don't know that I have the brain power to do a bunch of that right now, unfortunately. Wait a second. You telling me that this isn't actually going to do what I want it to do? And I'm a very silly bean? I think that's what I'm seeing. I need to rebuild this here. Because this needs to be a merger as well. And then it needs to be a splitter. Not the other way around. Mark 4. Go straight. Oh, I see. I did the silly. Merger. No, splitter. Right, okay. As it merges that splitter. Oh, vertical? Huh. That's kind of cool. Vertical inputs and outputs look so good. I love them. All right. It won't be like the whole thing is on, but it'll be like enough of it is on to stress test at least that component of it. All right. And seems like somebody got unhappy. Why did someone get unhappy? Why are you out of fuel? The problems continue.